What are the top 6 most scary landmines ever made? Landmines are arguably one of the last tools of war you do not want to encounter in combat. Often categorized by their specialized methods of causing mass casualties, lingering as silent soldiers long after conflicts end. Based on historical lethality and psychological impact, these are 6 of the most terrifying landmines ever made. That would strike intense moral decay against their enemies. Okay, so let's Jumo right in, guys. Starting off with number 6, M14, made by United States of America. The M14 is nicknamed the Toe Popper. While small and containing only 29 G of explosives, the M14 is terrifying because it is nearly impossible to detect with metal detectors. Its purpose is to maim, not kill, following the grim military logic that an injured soldier drains more enemy resources than a dead one. Men who stepped and blown up by top poppers backed up the medical facilities. Deployment. First deployed around 1955 and used extensively in Southeast Asia, remaining in service until 1974. All right? Next up is number 5, PROM, one made by Yugoslavia. Generally recognized as having been produced during the Yugoslav era and used heavily throughout the Balkan conflicts, with documented usage in the 1990s. A bounding fragmentation mine similar to the S-mine, but significantly more powerful. It is triggered by a tilt rod fuse that requires very little pressure, causing the mine to pop up and detonate a lethal shower of shrapnel. Next, so that brings us to number 4. M18A1 Claymore, created by the USA, an iconic directional fragmentation mine famous for the warning, "Front-towered enemy" embossed on its casing. When triggered, it fires 700 steel balls in a 60-degree arc, like a giant shotgun, with a kill zone extending up to 50 meters. The Claymore has been made famous in video games, and is regarded as the most famous and recognized modern landmine. Developed in the United States in 1956 by Norman A. MacLeod, with the improved version adopted for military use in 1960. Designed for the Vietnam War to counter infantry assaults, it saw widespread use from 1966 onward. It remains in service today for perimeter defense and ambush. Okay. So, this brings us to number 3. PMN series, created by the Soviets, aka the Russians. Nicknamed the Black Widow, this terrifying weapon of warfare was known for its extreme reliability and massive explosive charge. Up to 240 G of TNT, the PMN series is nicknamed the Black Widow. It is a classic blast mine designed not just to wound, but to completely destroy the leg of the victim. The original PMN. One originating in the 1950s, and the PMN, 2 in the mid-1970s. These highly lethal mines, known for causing severe injuries due to their 240 G TNT charge, were used extensively in numerous conflicts, with the PMN-4 developed in the early 1990s. This brings us to number 2, the PFM, one made by the Soviet Union and nicknamed the Butterfly Mine. These were disturbing and scary, but small and made of colorful plastic. These scatterable mines are dropped by the thousands from aircraft. Their wing-like shape allows them to glide to the ground, but they are particularly dangerous to children who often mistake them for toys. Developed by the Soviet Union in the late 1950s. It was first deployed in the early 1960s, and became one of the most widely used anti-personnel mines globally. Okay, dudes, you finally made it the top #1 most disturbing landmine explosive weapon. The S-mine. Created in Germany and nicknamed the Bouncing Betty. Widely considered the most feared mine of World War II, the Horrifying S-mine was designed to spring roughly 1 meter into the air before detonating. This allowed it to spray roughly 360 steel balls, or scrap metal, at chest height, making it lethal in a 360-degree radius. The disturbing Bouncing Betty was developed in 1935 and produced from 1935 to 1945. It was designed for and used extensively by German forces during World War II to combat infantry, with over 1.93 million units manufactured. The S-mine got its nickname from American infantrymen during World War II due to its distinctive, lethal, and, to them, personified behavior on the battlefield. Almost because, in way, it had a mind of its own in combat, as it jumped into the air out of nowhere to devastate multiple enemies and anyone even remotely close to it. Bouncing Betty was feared for causing significant injuries and deaths, often causing, for example, light but widespread casualties, such as for the 12th Infantry Regiment at Utah Beach. Although most German stockpiles were destroyed during post-war disarmament, captured S-mines were used and studied by Allied forces for years. Accidental hazards. Sporadic explosions of leftover, uncharted S-mines occurred in Europe and North Africa in the years immediately following the war. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell. Smash the like button. Type me a comment down below. And I hope you learned something and enjoyed today's video, guys. Be sure to check out the other videos on the channel. And I think that wraps up this one, boys. See you dudes in the next one.